Ho, ho, ho. Merry Hackmas. Thanks for tuning in. Today is day number 13 of the Advent of Cyber 2023 challenge on TryHackMe. We have made it past the halfway point. Today is blue. Blue for defense. Intrusion detection. To the pots. Through the walls. Interesting. Sounds a little bit too much like Lil Jon and the East Side Boys, from the windows to the walls, but that's neither here nor there. Let's get into it. It sounds like we're going to work with honeypots and firewalls. The story. The proposed merger and suspicious activities have kept all teams busy and engaged so that the best festival company systems are safeguarded in the future against malicious attacks. McSkitty assigns the B team, and we should be the A team now, like Mr. T. The B team, led by McHoneybill, to research and investigate mitigation and proactive security. The team's efforts will be channeled into the company's defensive security process. You are part of the team, a security researcher tasked with gathering information on defense and mitigation efforts. So the objectives for today, we're going to talk about the diamond model, defensive strategies that can be applied to the diamond model. We're going to learn to set up firewall rules and a honeypot as defensive strategies. I've already connected to the machines. They have some login credentials. So what I'm going to do real quick, I'm just going to pop some environment variables, and that way I don't have to keep typing stuff in. I don't know why I keep putting a space in. Password is Twinkle Star. What that's going to allow me to do is do things like this. Actually, I should have made that TGP for password. Intrusion detection and prevention is a critical component of cybersecurity aimed at identifying and mitigating threats. When set up early, intrusion detection becomes a proactive security measure. However, in our story, the best festival company has to develop ways to improve their security, given the magnitude of recent breaches. In this epic task, we'll embark on a thrilling journey through fundamental concepts, detection strategies, and the application of the diamond model of intrusion analysis. Incident analysis. When cyber threat events have taken place within festival company and artifacts, we identify clues and artifacts but we're yet to piece them together to lead us to the attacker. We need a framework to profile the attacker, understand their moves, and help us strengthen their defenses. We know who the attacker is. It's McGreedy. The Diamond model is a security analysis framework that seasoned professionals use to unravel the mysteries of adversary operations and identify the elements used in an intrusion. It comprises four facets interconnected to form a well orchestrated blueprint of the attacker's plan. Adversary, victim, infrastructure, capability. So when you're profiling using the diamond model, normally you'll have an adversary. That's like your profile of the persons or the group that or attacking. When it comes to victim, victim is a person or it could be an organization. Like, for instance, there's some adversaries that are well known for targeting certain victims, like a hacker group that only targets banks, or a group of freedom fighters that only target the government of a certain country. Then you have their infrastructure, the type of equipment and gear that they have, and you have their capabilities, like their skill sets and whatnot. Um, in our exciting storyline, we discovered a suspected insider threat causing trouble within the company and interfering with the proposed merger with Antarctic Crafts. This individual, we'll call the adversary operator, is not just an ordinary trouble. They are clever attackers or malicious actors responsible for attacks or intrusions. Adversary operators can be an individual or organization. That's not the only type of adversary. The adversary customer is the other intriguing player. In the scheme, they are the ones who reap the rewards from the cyber attack and can consolidate the efforts of various adversary operators. So now we're talking about someone who may be financially incentivizing people to go after you. So the people going after you or the adversaries, but the person behind the scene, the kingpin, the one putting the bounty out, is the adversary customer. Um, a collection of adversaries working together to orchestrate widespread security breaches, like the Enigma, Advanced Persistent Threat Groups, also known as APTs. And the victim is none other than the target of the adversary's wicked intentions. And I've kind of already explained that. The Vest Festival Company is the victim here. Infrastructure. Every adversary needs tools that require software or hardware. Our story takes an interesting twist as we discover the USB drive that Tracy McGreedy cunningly plugged in, disrupting Santa's meticulously crafted plans. Adversarial infrastructure can be owned and controlled by adversaries or even intermediaries like service providers. So, like in the case of the lesson about C2 servers, so it's very often found where APTs and hackers and adversaries will not host that at their house. They'll have it in the cloud or AWS or Azure or Google Cloud Platform or even IBM somewhere. It'll be hosted on someone else's machine. And you just pay rent if it's a cloud service provider, or you hack someone's account and have it running in the cloud on someone else's dime. That's often found that people do things like that. Capabilities or the adversary skills, tools, and techniques they employ. Like I said, now they're introducing the concept of TTPs, which is tactics, techniques, and procedures. Some examples of tactics, techniques, and procedures are phishing, where they send deceptive emails to trick you, which could be a form of social engineering, but we'll get to social engineering in general here. Exploited vulnerabilities, like we did with the SQL server, or like we did with Jenkins in the lesson yesterday. Social engineering involves manipulating individuals through psychological tactics to gain unauthorized access or obtain confidential information. Malware attacks, adversaries may deploy malicious software, so viruses, worms, ransomware. Insider threat refers to individuals within an organization who misuse their access privileges to compromise systems, steal data, or disrupt operations, like Tracy McGreedy in the ongoing Day 13 event that we're in now. And then denial of services, adversaries overwhelm a target system or network with excessive traffic or requests, causing it to become unresponsive or crash. Um, that would be more of a, that could be seen more as a DDoS. Denial of service, you don't have to really overwhelm them with traffic. Like you could do a denial of service. Like if I know if I send you a certain packet and you have a bug that will make your computer reboot if you get the traffic, that's denial of service. I don't really have to overwhelm you though. Um, Defensive diamond model. It is said that defense is the best offense in the quest of protection against adversaries. The best festival company must equip itself with powerful defensive capabilities. The two elements of this are threat hunting and vulnerability management. Threat hunting is a proactive and interactive process led by skilled security professionals to actively search for signs of malicious activities. So, threat hunting is when you're actively searching for signs of malicious activities. They analyze behavior patterns, identify advanced threats, and improve incident response, developing playbooks and fostering collaboration among teams ensures a systematic and effective approach to threat hunting. Vulnerability management is a structured process of identifying, assessing, prioritizing, mitigating, and monitoring vulnerabilities in an organization's systems and applications. Regular vulnerability scanning helps to identify these weaknesses. And then you prioritize vulnerabilities based on severity and impact, prompting patching or remediation vulnerabilities and maintaining an up-to-date asset inventory is essential for proper vulnerability management. Continuous monitoring, integration with threat intelligence feeds, and periodic penetration testing further strengthens the organization's security posture. Meanwhile, reporting and accountability provide visibility into security efforts. By integrating threat hunting and vulnerability management, organizations can proactively defend against adversaries, detect threats early, and reduce the attack surface. You want to help reduce the attack surface, like we see the defensive depth. The more things you have that you can attack, the more likely you're going to be able to succeed. You want to build a wall. You want to build walls inside the walls. You want each wall to have a small, predefined, agreed on set of doors and entry points. And that's some of what we're going to do here, some of what we did yesterday. Defensive infrastructure. The best festival company will construct their bastion of defense. I see bastion, I think of a bastion host. That's not what we're doing here. That's another topic that can be Googled if you don't know, or you can hit me in the comments and I can explain. Fortified with tools and infrastructure to repel cyber attacks. Layer upon layer of hardware and software will be deployed, ranging from intrusion defense and prevention systems to robust anti malware solutions. The objective is to impede attackers by limiting their options to predetermined paths and disrupt their malicious actions with decreased noise. All right. So we're going to talk about firewalls. Firewall is the guardian of networks and signal to cybersecurity. This network security device stands vigilant, monitoring and controlling the ebb and flow of incoming and outgoing traffic. Uh, Firewalls come in many forms: hardware, software, or combination. Their presence is vital, a cornerstone of any security defense. Uh, my title does not have security in it, but I am a network engineer. And when I tell you firewalls are important, I have logged into firewalls for 4 or 5 different vendors today. Different vendors, not different firewalls, but different vendors made different companies: Cisco, Juniper, FortiGate, you name it. And it looks like I'm going to be doing a different one in this challenge that I did not touch today. So, yay, it's Firewall Day. I love it though. Stateless packet filtering. Um, Stateless packet filtering pretty much is you have rules, and if it meets the rule, it's gonna assess the list of rules, and if it hits the rule and it says allow it, it'll allow it. If it says deny it, it will deny it. Period. It is stateless. If it matches the rule or it doesn't match a rule. Um, the thing about stateless firewalls is it doesn't keep track of what part of the process you're in. So if I send you a packet and it's allowed, and you try to reply to it, but the reply isn't allowed, it's not going to allow the reply back. But stateful inspection is more sophisticated, and it can track that state. And you can use that to make better decisions. For example, if I go to google.com, the firewall will see my traffic to Google and will allow the traffic from Google coming back. And that makes a good deal right there, because you don't want Google just connecting to you. It won't let Google just connect to you, but it will allow Google to talk back to you if you speak to it. So that's stateful. There's proxy services, which we talked about in a previous lesson. It protects the network by filtering messages, and it provides deep packet inspection and greater control over traffic content. The firewall can block access to certain sites or block transmission of certain types of files. Uh, that's where you start getting into topics like DLP, data loss protection, and making sure that you respect email filtering, um, blocking adult content at businesses and places for kids and things like that. Web application firewall is designed to protect web apps, WAPs, as they're called, block common attacks like SQL injection, cross-site scripting, denial of service. Then there's next generation firewalls, which normally employs a combination of all the previous types of firewalls mentioned. For the remainder of the task, we're going to focus on one application of a stateful inspection firewall. Um, in the form of the I'm complicated firewall UFW. Ben Tweakle knows that the uncomplicated firewall is the default firewall configuration tool available by Ubuntu hosts and decides to use it for this experiment. Initially, it's turned off by default. We could check the status by running the below command sudo ufw status. Sudo ufw status. It's inactive. Right. And you know what? I need to log into the box. Yeah, I'm checking the firewall on the local machine. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna SSH to TGU at TG. Oh, the PS4 port. I knew that. Yes. And password. Copy. All right. And there we go. Sudo ufw status. Yes. Active. I'm just gonna. This is a live environment. I just jumped straight into root. I don't want to have to keep typing passwords in or copy and paste some passwords. Sudo or sudo. That is the question. All right. So we're going to, with this command, allow outgoing connections. Then we're gonna deny incoming connections. And we're going to allow SSH. On port 22 via TCP. Take out the default. And we're going to deny all traffic from this address. You can deny, and you can deny traffic on a specific port. So what that would look like. We're going to deny any traffic we see coming in from that computer. Then from this computer, we're going to deny traffic, but only the traffic that comes in on this particular interface. And it looks like we're going to turn the firewall on and check the status. So I'm root. I don't even need to run sudo. And we allowed SSH, so that should break us. Status verbose. Verbose voice. And there's our rules. So we're allowing SSH here. We're allowing SSH using IPv6. We're denying all the traffic from this computer. And we're denying traffic from this computer that happens to be on this interface. Now, if this computer that we're logged into remotely has multiple interfaces, then it is possible this could still get through. And we can reset everything, which probably will ultimately that is, it's inactive again. So it's inactive again. Honeypot. This is I said ugly. This is another intriguing piece of infrastructure in the world of defensive security. Picture a trap laid out for the attackers, a mirage of vulnerability, tempting them away from the true treasures. Behold, the honeypot. And that brings me to the pictures I had at the beginning of the video. When the Greeks fought the Trojans, they tricked them with a horse. But inside the horse was Greek soldiers. A honeypot is a very similar conundrum. But instead of sending the horse out into enemy territory, you're keeping the horse back behind in your territory. And when the attackers come, they see it and they either want to capture it or they want to destroy it or whatever. They see it. It's something big, it's something shiny, it's something that's glittery. And it draws them in. And when they're drawn in, you could use that. You could keep some spies around, monitor what they do, how they do, where they do, try to deduce why they do what they do, how many people they have with you, and all other types of things. You can really get to the meat and potatoes of kind of some of the TTPs, like we talked about, the techniques, tactics, and procedures that an adversarial opponent is throwing at your cyber defenses. So that's kind of what a honeypot is in my own words. It's a cybersecurity mechanism mastered for deception. It presents itself as a learned target, drawing away from true policies. They come in various forms: software applications, servers, or entire networks. They're designed to mimic legitimate targets, yet they are under the watchful control of the defender. For the best festival company, envision a honeypot masquerading as Santa's website, a perfect replica of the real one. Honeypots can be classified into two types. Low interaction, they mimic simple systems like web servers or databases. They gather intelligence on attacker behavior and detect new attack techniques. Then there's high interaction. These take deception to new heights, emulating complex systems like operating systems and networks that collect meticulous details on attacker behavior and study their techniques to exploit vulnerabilities. To demonstrate how to set up a honeypot, we will use a tool called Pentybox, which is already installed in the VM under this directory. So we're going to paste that in. I'm going to type in CD. And I'm going to paste ls. All right. This jumps off to me. Why is it in all caps? Now I'm nosy, and I'm on the segue real quick. Okay, this is a license. This is probably not even part of the challenge. Yeah. And it's just a standard license file, looks like. Da, da, da. All right. All right, so they want us to run the Pente box. So let's run it on Pente box. Okay. Gives us some things: cryptographic tools, network tools, web, IP grabber, geolocation, IP mass attack. That looks interesting. Um, so option 2 followed by option 3. Right, this is just some setup stuff. All right, we'll just follow the yellow brick road with the instructions. Santa has gone for the holidays. Tough luck. Buck up. Save a log with intrusions. It does not tell me what to do there. I'm just going to say yeah. All right. It's going to log it in pint box, other log, honeypot that text. All right. All right. Challenge. After learning about firewalls and honeypots, Van Twinkle puts his knowledge into practice and sets up a simple website to be hidden behind some firewall rules. You could deploy the firewall rules by executing the Van Twinkle rules.sh script within Van Twinkle's home directory. Your task is to update the firewall rules to expose the website to the public and find a hidden flag. So there's going to be a hidden flag, most likely on the website or in the setup files for the website. Um, okay. Uh, so let's just open a new tab. I don't want to. This is H. Oh, since I opened up a new tab, it's possible this won't work. Yeah. Okay. And was playing sprinkle at 10.10.38.71. Password was, what was it, little store or something stupid like that. Like, Twinkle Star. Because his name's not Van Sprinkle, it's Van Twinkle. Like the little star. Van Twinkle. which is even worse because more than half of the password is more than half of his name. I didn't mean to say his password was stupid, but yeah, it looks dumber than when I said it now. Right. Home. Yep, we're in the home. I'm not root, so I need to sudo go star. How I wonder what you are. Oh, it's updating firewall rules and stuff. Uh, okay. So UFW status. Oh shoot. I've been on Cisco too much today. I've been on the routers too much today. I don't need a show command. All right. Sudo. Yeah. Yeah. So we're allowing web traffic, SSH traffic. Mm. Oh, we're denying this. All right. We're denying 8088, 8090. We're allowing web v6, SSH v6. Not that. Get that telnet out of here. All right. All right. Let's do this. Uh, it's a website. So it should. Little pig, let me in. All right. Uh, let's go to the big screen. 'Cause my eyes work good, but ain't nobody trying to stress my eyes out like that, man. Ain't trying to scroll 15 years either. 10, 10, 38, 71. 10, 10, 38, 71. This should trip the, I was going to say snort. Not snort. Honeypots. Should make our honeypot go off. Well, okay. Is it on port 8080? That did set my honeypot off. Got intrusion detected. We got intrusion detected. Okay. Santa's gone for the holidays. Tough luck. All right. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna reset that box. Something not right here. Something not right here. Oh, yes. Wait, maybe it was port 8090. All right, we're gonna copy that. Copy. All right, and that's the last question. We finished today's challenge, day number 13. Thanks for tuning in. I appreciate your time. If you have any comments, any advice, any questions, just send a comment or whatever. Thanks for tuning in. Have a great day.